last year, which was
So your Tibbet show pigs, the Burke will be our leadoff, the Chester will be our second one.
If you are watching online and didn't have audio before but have audio now, can you please let us know? We're getting a thumbs up. Okay. Tibbets, can you say that again?
Second time's better. Berkshire will be our leadoff. He's a Rule to Roost, the boar that sold here last year. $80,000 boar that upper hand buys back on our good barstool sow. That barstool sow would be the grandma of the champion Burke at Illinois, which was a bred gilt that we sold to Thompson Farms there last year. That would have been 4th overall barrel. Chester will be our second one. He is a Crown Prince. Back on a Gig'em custom-made Jack-in-the-Box. That Jack-in-the-Box sow would be Sloan's old go-to sow that we bought out of the source a couple years ago. Has done a really good job for us. I think if you're looking for Midwest State Fair pures, I think these two fit pretty well, as well as many others that you'll see coming up. So, always good to be on the hill. Thanks, Jesse, for having us.
Tanner's coming in next. Tanner and Christian came up from Oklahoma. Clearly the A team stayed back at home with everything in the farm, and they sent the B team to the pig sale. But in all seriousness, appreciate Tanner coming. Tanner was here a couple summers ago at our sow sale and studied hard, tried hard to buy a couple. He did a really good job buying this past summer, and very excited to have him here. Perky's got a great relationship with their crew. They've got some pigs on feed from us, and just really excited that Tanner brought a trio here, and I'll let him talk about them.
So we've got a pair of red males here that'll be litter mates. They'll be Bishop forward. Their mother would be a gilt higher than Keaton Clark's sister would have shown last winter. Their mother would have won the Durox at our Oklahoma Bred Show, would have ended up 3rd overall in the purebreds, would have won the Southwest District, won their county. It's one of my favorite red females we've ever put together. Bishop would be, the sire of those would be an understatement. He was a Statement Day son. He bought from Brock Heron as a baby at Holy Smoke last spring, or 2 springs ago rather, for plenty. Spent a whole bunch of money on that hog because I believed a bunch in him. Forward, I guess the sire of their mother would have sired the reserve champion Duroc Bear at San Antonio and the reserve champion Duroc Bear at OYE, both last year in his first crop. We lost him, unfortunately, here not too long ago, here about 6 weeks ago. Got a bunch of frozen. We're still running him back through. He's done such a good job. And their mother, like I said, we're building around her very, very hard. The Red Bear's Boar Pig's grandmother would be a Deal With It sow that my daughter showed that would have been champion Duroc and reserve granted Des Moines at that recovery show there in 2020. We were very proud of there. She wasn't very big, but was very good and still got a piece of it there in the end. The White Hog, the 89 litter white boar would be the first litter that we've had out of, or one of the first 2 litters rather, out of Nature Boy. Nature Boy was a Wham Last Dance. That Last Dance sow will be the same mother as White Feather. That White Feather's littermate brother would have been champion York at Houston. The first pig that he sired and we sold would have been an 8 litter last year that would have been champion York at San Antonio. So the mother of Nature Boy has done everything we could ask of and more. There's nothing left for her to give, really. That boar pig, his Nature Boy's littermate brother himself would have been reserve York at Tulsa last summer and last fall. That pig won, I don't know, he was grand probably at 13 or 15 jackpots as a solid white one, which we were very pumped about. The White Pig's mother would be an albino rhino, which would be the sire of White Feather. And even though that sounds lined up, it's actually not lined up at all. Completely different lines altogether on both sides of his pedigree. His grandmother would be a Good Thing sow that we bought from Kyle Beatty, actually, as a baby about 3 years ago. And so his mother, I think that's her second or third parity. Young sow's done a tremendous job for us. There's littermate sisters of that one hanging around that we're very pumped about to get into production. The smaller red boar on the far side will be our leadoff, the 84-3, and then we'll run in 89-3 and then 84-1 here. It's kind of the order we'll sell them things.
Thanks, Tanner. Next up is the Stevenson crew from Texas. I still call her Mandy Stevenson. I know she has a married name, no offense, but she's always probably going to be Mandy Stevenson to me. They brought a really neat group of pigs up, and I want to brag on them just here for a second. A couple years ago, in their first trial run at bringing pigs to the sale, they sold a pig through the ring here that was grand overall at the Kentucky State Fair. I think Mandy, I have 6, I think, go back to that same. I think 5 of these are out of littermate sisters. Is that right? Or 4 of them are out of littermate? 3 of them are out of littermate sisters to that bear that won 2 years ago. So I'll let. Brent.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse, for letting us in here. Yeah, these 3 right here, they're the 37 litter, and they go back to that one he's talking about at Kentucky. They are buckle up major leagues, and we're going to lead off with this little one in the middle here. He's a 37.4, I'm sorry, 37.4. And their mother would be the mate to that reserve grand there at Kentucky.
To take that pedigree just one step further that I think is important, the bottom side you'll see JoJo 57. There was a 57 litter that went to Texas, and we farrowed 3 other sisters here. One of them in the same summer was the mother of the champion cross gilt at the Ohio State Fair. Another one was the mother of the Grand Barrow at the Minnesota State Fair. And the third one was behind a cycle, and she would have had one of our better pigs in our last sale. So those 57-litter JoJo sows have been imperative for our program and now theirs as well. So there's a lot of good stuff here on the bottom side of the pedigree of these 37s.
All right, the 2 blue ones here are buckle up crickets. That cricket sow is also out of the 57-12 that we had. And then the 40 litter that Mandy's got here, he is a 40-2. He's a wide awake on a Baskin sow, or Baskin first litter sow that we bought from here, I guess off the slats last year. Follow that around. If you got any questions, we'll be in the back. Thanks.
Keaton Solers back in the ring with the. Oh, whoa! Wait a minute. Where'd you come from? We thought we were going to have the B team all weekend. Hope's here. New meaning to the word hope. Hope brought a Burke and a blue one. Keaton decided to tag along. Keaton, you want to tell us about him?
You say she's my only hope, but she did catch 120 acres on fire today next to my house. Berkshire, he's a shots fired Bones. Bones would be a top shelf son that when we bought Cosmaker sows out, he was one of the inquiries with those sows. That pig's mom would have won her class at Houston. She was third in class at San Antonio behind the champion and fourth overall Berkshire gilt. Blue one is a Magic Box Uncle Bob top rope. Actually learned tonight that Tanner told me, sows from Tanner by the way, the sow's a litter mate to the mother of the champion York at Houston last year. San Antonio. Sow's a litter mate to the mother of the champion York at San Antonio last year. I've grown up and got married.
Up next is our good friend Justin Eubank from Indiana. Justin has been, I would probably contend, one of the most aggressive buyer of Duroc and Tam females in the last, how many years? 3 or 4. And it's very apparent that the set of females he's assembled is going to do really, really good things based on the pigs he's got out here. He has been a buyer of a few of our red ones and Tams, and very excited to have him over here. I know Boots had a chance to check these out last weekend. You going to tell us about them? Yep.
The 4-litter male, he's out of 305 back on Work of Art, Danica from Juice Burns. He'd be a litter mate sister to the Monica that Holly Howard showed. 12-litter male is an ATM out of an Affliction female that I bought from Juice Burns also. 18-litter gilt is a 305 on, what is she? With it. And then the Tam is a 92.2 mixed sexy.
So to recap, we've got a pair of red gilts, a red male, no, 2 red males, 1 red gilt, and 1 Tam male. J.R. Reed brought us a trio of Polands, and he's getting bashful over there. He's never been bashful at the state fair with the microphone. I don't know why he doesn't want to talk about him tonight. But I do believe he brought a really neat trio of pigs, and always excited to have Jerry Reed here on the hill.
Thank you, Jess. These three barrels are, there's two brothers. There's a 310 that Taylor's trying to get, and then the 315 is the pig, the one that's trying to get on the black stick. Those two are brothers. And then the other one is a 4-liter, 4-6. There's a little story on the bottom side of that pedigree. Several years ago, if you all remember, there was a Poland that won grand overall up at Des Moines at the World Pork Expo. Keegan and I bought the littermate sister to him, and so we bred her to a couple different boars and kept some daughters out of them. So that's what Grandma is to all three of these. The boar is called Special K, and Bobby Liston and Bart called Keegan Special K, and that was a boar that we raised last year out of Inner Circle. And so that's what we call him, Special K, and he was a really good hog, won Missouri, and he was really popular, had some inquiries on using him off the farm. So the hogs are, I'm pretty proud of him, to be right honest with you. And the 3s are actually December's, the 4 is actually a 1st of January hog.
Thanks, Jerry. Job well done. Keegan did good. Okay, we're going to get into to our offering here, and we do have a pretty wide range in size in this particular sale set, so I just want to prepare you for that. The one that Taylor has here to my left is 4-4. Perky's got his brother, which is 4-1. And the other 3 out here are all 2-liter pigs. The 4s are Fast Track. The Hilty boar that's at Moyers, out of a Gangster sow. The 2-liter pigs are out of Happy Hour, also at Moyers. And the mother of the 2s would be a littermate to Cole Murphy's pig at Missouri State Fair there a couple summers ago that won the Darks. He was a Baskin. And we've got a sister to him that's a very good young sow. Who else had pigs out of a Baskin littermate the other day? Carl, out of a 36-liter Baskin sow. Danner, yeah, another one of those that Danner swiped out of the nursery. But the Baskin sow here, the mother of the 2s, is out of the same sow as the 7s that we're going to show you here in a second. So again, 4-4, he's got the black dot there in the middle of his belt. He's a fast track gangster. He's got a bigger brother out here, 4-1. And then there's a trio of 2s. I'm not sure if you've seen 2-7 yet. He's the one back here in the corner kind of hanging out. Again, that's a happy hour. Oh, goodness. He's a happy hour Baskin. Okay, we've got a few more litters here. Taylor's got a black one in front of you, 22-4. You're going to see there's a couple males in that litter, and there's a gilt that we like a lot in the 22 litter. Perky's got 28-3, is sort of the narrow-belted male. The gilt is 16-12. The gilt would be a game time gangster. That 28-3 barrow or boar pig would be a search and rescue daylight. And then the other pair out here are 27. So the kind of the chromed up one that's on the fence, and then the that is over here in the corner, 27-4. Those are caught napping. I think that sow's a Wags. Blue sow. She'd have had our 41s a year ago. Our leadoff last year was a 41 out of that same sow. The belted one that Perky's got, I do want to point out, that pig had a small little weird sort of abscess in front of his sheath. It was not a rupture, but it was an abscess. We had that removed. He's actually healed up remarkably well. I think he's got just a little bit of swelling left. We'll guarantee him 100%, but if you're seeing something, that's what you're seeing. Again, that's the belted one that Perky has. His brother is the chromed up one right next to him. Those are caught nappins. The belted one that Taylor has is a search and rescue. That's a wide awake that Keplinger raised that's at McCoy's. The black one, the 22, I don't think I told you what his pedigree is. He's a then and now snooze. His mom would be the mother of the reserve Grand Barrett, Missouri 2 summers ago from Molly Malter. And last but not least is the gilt. That's 16-12. She's a game time gangster. think we've got another assortment here. The belted one that Perky's got posed up there is a 29. That's 29-1. He's a smash hit waspy. The belted one in the middle of the ring, belted male with the white rear foot, that's 27-1. That would be a mate to the two brothers that were just out here caught napping. The splashed up colored one that Taylor has, that's 25-2. She's a gilt. Wake up call on the top side, absolute on the bottom. And then the mostly black one out here, she does have white on her show side, a white front feet, that's 24-3. She's the little sister. There's a trio of them in the sale. That's a really neat trio of females. They are Then and Now, Rule Breaker. Their mom would have been Geyer's show gilt there a couple summers ago. We kept 2 herd boars out of her first litter called Head First and Deep End. And that sow's done an awesome job for us. And we've got 3 sisters in the sale out of her. Then and Now, Rule Breaker. Again, Taylor's got the other 27. That's a caught napping. The belted one on the far side by himself is 29-1. That's a smash hit. And then the gilt that's kind of painted up, that's 25-2. She's a wake-up call, absolute. We've got a trio of 30s out here, and this was an effort to get some more Yorkshire sired females around here. I guess these would qualify for purebred influence if somebody wanted to push them into that program this summer at a national level. I don't know if any state shows have that opportunity, but regardless of that, we felt like these were a really high-quality trio of blue females. They're sired by Lonesome. That's a Yorkshire boar there at upper hand. The sow is actually a Move the Needle sister to the Champion Light Cross at Angelo last year. So she would be a Move the Needle cracker. That cracker sow would also be the grandmother of the grand at Indy last year. And I do want to point out, I've got a pair of these out here that are both notched 11. That was my mistake. One of them on the screen is dash A. There's also one that's dash B, and the one that is dash B has blue on both sides of her hip. That was Carl's classification. He gets credit for the correction. The ear notch duplication is my mistake. So, and then 30-8 is the one over here to my left. Again, they're out of Lonesome. The sow is a Move the Needle cracker. 30-8, 30-11A, and 30-11B. The next 4 that come out, this was a highly anticipated mating. For those of you that were here a year ago, we actually sold a barrow in the ring that ended up grand at the Indiana State Fair. He's on the back wall over there at the backdrop. He's also on the big banner to my left. That pig was actually solid white when he sold. I think he had a couple blue freckles. That sow, again, is a cracker sow. She was bred to Absolute. We kept a daughter, bred the daughter back to Pace Car, which is what the barrow was at Indy last year, and that's what this mating is. So these are sort of in effect a 3/4 mating to that grand a year ago. Pace Car, Absolute Cracker. Perky has the only sister. That's 32-4. That'd be the gilt of the 4. Taylor's got 32-2. He's got the blue there in the middle of his back. The one following him is 32-1. And the one on the fence is 32-3. Again, those would be Pace Car, Absolute, Cracker. Earlier we had a 22-liter male out here that was solid black, and his sister that I referenced is out here now. She's got the belt with the black spot on her belt. That's 22-8. Again, she would be a then and now snooze. Her mom would have had the Reserve Grand Barrow at Missouri a couple summers ago, and then would have had the blue gilt that Jed Goldinger showed that won the light cross gilts as well. There's also a pair of 24s out here. Perky's got 24-5. That's one of our favorites from a female standpoint. She's a then and now again on that rule breaker sow that Geyer showed. The one on the far side directly across from me is 19-6. The 19s are power trips on the gilt that I just referenced that Jed showed at Missouri. So that gilt that the Goldingers would have had was Champion Light Cross in the 4-H show. Her mate Barrow was reserve grand in the junior show. So the gilt that Max has would be a power trip out of her. That's 19.6. We've got a brother coming to her that we like quite a bit. And then the last one here that Perky's got coming to the center is 23.10. That would be a smash hit. Crickets, dirty good. That cricket sow would be responsible for several key pigs around here the last couple years. The Platt boys would have showed a purebred influence pig at Louisville last summer. We've got some sisters to him that we're excited about. Then her litter this past time out of Then and Now. Several of those pigs here yet to show, but those are were some of the better pigs we sold in the fall out of the same sows, the gilt there in the center. Far side over there, the narrow-belted one that's running across the ring, that's the other 24. So that's 24.4. Then and Now Rule Breaker. Perky's got 24.5. Max has got 19.6. And then 23.10 here on these cross gilts. 22.8 again is the one with the black in her belt. And again, she would be a Then and Now snooze. This calico out here that looks a little random, this is a litter mate. He's the small one in that 131 litter that was well populated in our last offering. Those 131s are Smash Hit, Hero, Dirty Deal. The mother of that pig we would have bought as a little gilt from our good buddy Ben Cooley in Colorado as a daughter of the top selling sow in our Built the Brand sale in 21. And again, that was a very, very good litter. We sold several pigs out of that litter last time. This one was always just a little smaller, needed some time, and that's the calico here to my left, 131-3. The black one that Max has is a 22. That's 22-2. Again, that would be a Then and Now snooze. That's the same sow that had the reserve Grand Barrow at Missouri 2 summers ago from Ollie Malter, and the same sow that had Jed Goldinger's blue gilt. Perky's got 28-1. That's the bigger brother to 28.3, and those 28s again are out of Search and Rescue. That's the wide awake that Keplinger would have bred. That's at McCoy's now. The mother of this 28 litter is a Daylight No Intro on Goosebump's sister, and that sow would have had our reserve grand at Colorado last summer, a pig that actually sold through this sale ring a year ago. And then the pig coming up right behind Graham is 19-1. And those 19s, again, are Power Trip, Grasshopper, Snooze. So the black one here going away to Perky there is 19-1. The other black one is 22-2. The belted one out here is 28-1, and the calico is 131-3. Okay, we're gonna get into a few purebreds here. We've got a couple really neat litters here to talk about. The big gilt in the center. This is 334-6. This gilt is actually out of 345's only sister. That litter actually, when 345 came through, had all males except one. He had a littermate brother that won the Hampshires at Kansas City that Max showed. Had another littermate brother that won the Eastern Regional that the Danner crew had. So 345 came from an awesome litter. His sister was bred to 349 this time, which is a throwback son, and that's what this gilt is. So that's 334-6 that Max has. She would be a 349 on 345 sister. Perky's got 364-1, and Max is going to grab his sister 364-6. And that's a pair of pigs that I like a great deal. They are sired by Rumble Strip, which is a Rumble son that we actually bought at the Missouri State Fair. He's really predominantly a Lancaster bred hog. And then the mom on the bottom side there would be 350's littermate sister. And 350 is a boar there that's at upper hand now. I would guess we've got at least 20 P1 Hampshire sows around here that have been through the crate one time. And if I had to pick one as a favorite, it would be the mom of these 364s. She's incredible. She is an off-belt, which is the biggest reason she never found the show ring, but she's a very, very good sow. Have a high degree of faith in both of those pigs to feed. Again, Max has got 364-1, the off-belted male, and then the gilt is over here to my right, -6, and those would be December born. Max has our first January here. That's 360 or 370-6. The gilt, and then our off-belted brother over here is 370-4. And those are sired by Ice Cold. And Ice Cold's a double-bred Top Gun boar there at Shipley's. We sampled him a little bit, and these are actually out of Cuss a Little Sister, which is a Top Gun daughter. So they're pretty line bred. You can decide if you like that or not. But again, the gilt is -6. The off-belted brother to her would be -4. Perky's got 334-6, and then we've got the pair of 364s. And Karl and I both have a lot of passion for this breed, and I can tell you that we've sold some really nice Hampshires already this season. But these really don't need to take a back seat to any of those. I can say that with a lot of confidence. We've got a couple gilts out here right now that I think could run with a lot of them that we've sold. And can certainly say the same about a few of these males we're going to run at you too. So look in here again on the Hampshire front if you've got questions. We'll be happy to talk about them later. I can get a little deeper in pedigrees if you're interested in that. These would be the biggest ones that we've got, and they'll get smaller from here. Hey, Al, we need a slushy report. How are they? Good? Do you have a favorite yet? The one in the middle? Yeah. The slushy machine is rolling, so if you're thirsty and you're tired of beer, I would highly recommend that. Al can show you where you need to go. He'd probably even pull the lever if you need help. Max, you want to talk these? Okay. We've got a trio of red gilts out here. Max has got 374-9, and then the other pair are 376s. 376-6 and 8. Okay, these are all out of 311, and 311 is a boar that we kept. Admittedly, we haven't really promoted him, but he's a statement day bred back to his great-great-great-grandmother, the Break Light sow that really sort of started everything here for Max and the Duroc sow herd. But that boar, 311, has done a really good job. In fact, his sister has one of her very best litters. It's just a little too young for this sale, but these are all sired by 311. The 374 gilt, her notch is 374.9. And again, those other two are 376.6 and 376.8. And I've got a feeling, Boots, that this one isn't. Oh, here she is, yeah. The 374.9, the one in the middle, right here, her mother is a littermate to Geyer's Bear that won the Durocs at Springfield a couple summers ago. She was a crybaby. And then the other ones are also out of a crybaby. It would be a totally different sow. It's actually one that Max showed. So 311 on the top side, crybaby on the bottom side for all three. These are December Duroc gilts. We've got one lone TAM consignment here from Harp. This one's actually out of Tahoe, which is the gilt that Harper showed 3 summers ago now, I think, that sort of kicked off our Tamworth program. And then this one's out of a boar we call Marco. He came from Tallman's. I actually bought him last year to cut and decided that maybe we didn't need to do that after we watched him for 30 days. He's across the street in the barn, and I think he's going to do a really good job for us. So the TAM gilt is 28.4. She's a Marco out of Tahoe, which was Harper's show gilt there 3 summers ago. Max has got both of the Burks that are, Perky's got 40-6, which is directly in front of me. Max has got 40-2. Those are sired by Rule the Roost. Again, Rule the Roost was the boar that we sold here a year ago. He was our top-selling pig, a pig that Platt bought, and Travis has actually been really, really excited about those pigs here over the last 30 days. We didn't have quite as many as other folks did. I wanted him to have a chance to sell semen, but this litter in particular is one that we identified early. Their mom, 14-5, was the show gilt for the Danner crew, and one that we were excited to get back. So I've got a lot of faith in these 40s. Again, they are Rule the Roost. 14-5 was actually a product of a bred gilt from Kevin Mock and Chris Blunt. So she's out of a board they called Legacy after the fact. He was a My House son. Again, 40-2, 40-6 on the Burks, 28.4 on the TAM. Hey, Al, it's pretty clear I don't have all the right hand signs down for the gate man, but I'm getting there. He's only corrected me twice so far. Okay, we're back into some light crosses here. Perky's got 23.8. This bluegill was pretty easy to find and very easy to love in the nursery. She's a mate to 2310, an off-bell gilt we've already seen. Those are smash hit crickets, dirty good. I talked at length about that sow earlier, but that's a very, very good sow. In fact, we just bred her here the last couple days. She's very impressive, and that blue gilt actually has a lot of resemblance to her mother. Max has got 19-2, the blue-eyed pig. Again, those 19s are Power Trip, Grasshopper. That sow is actually the one that Jed Goldinger showed at Missouri, would have won the light cross show, and then was a litter mate to the Reserve Grand Barrow that summer. The last two out here are both 20s. 20-1 in the corner is solid white. I think he might have a freckle there on an eyebrow. His brother is sort of the Sandy Calico, 20-2. Those are sired by Rooster. That's a boar at, that was close. 20-2 is the Sandy one. 20-1 is the white one. Those are out of Rooster. That's a boar at DL Show Pigs. Josh Crone has him there in Texas. The mother would be a Crickets on Gangster's sister. So again, the blue-eyed one's 19-2. The blue gilt is 23.8. The Sandy Calico is 20-2. And the white one there along the fence, the bigger one is 20-1, sorry. Okay. Perky's got 7-8. Did have 7-8. Max has got 7-7 right here in front of me. Those 7s are Wide Awake, Gangster. That's been a key sow here the last couple seasons. The bear that Cole Murphy would have won the Darks with at Missouri State Fair 2 summers ago was a Baskin out of the same sow. So Perky's got 7-7. Be a Wide Awake, Gangster. Max has got, or trying to get here, 7-8. And then the brother that he's got is 7-1. Again, those are Wide Awake, Gangster. The real stout one here digging in the dirt, that is 3-4. Drawing a blank on that one, Boots. Driving Force. Driving Force, Anthem, Kingpin. Really neat young sow on the bottom side of that one. And then the bigger gilt with the white rear leg, that's an 8. 8-14 and 8-16 are out of Wake Up Call on a trenches sow. That is 8-16 that Perky's trying to get there, the white-footed one. Okay, I just referenced the other 8 in that last pair, but 8-14 is out here. She's right under the block. And then Max has got their brother 8-3. Again, those 8s are out of wake-up call. And that sow is at trenches. We bought some of that semen in the exchange last May, and it was expensive. We were pretty selective on where we used it for obvious reasons. This is a very, very good sow. The black-legged one there that Perky's got, that's 8-14. Again, wake-up call, trenches. The little male in front of the block with the star head, that's 8-3. That's their brother. The calico is 6-7. That's a then and now acoustic. And the acoustic sow would be a litter mate to the gilt that Caleb Zook showed at Missouri 3 summers ago, I think. She won the crossbred gilt show. And then last but not least is the little skinny one, that's 7-10. She would be a sister to the ones that were in the last group. Those are Wide Awake, Gangster. Okay, we're back in the Hampshire pen. These are all litter mates. They're 373s. There's 2 males, 4 gilts. These are out of a boar we call Shout. He's an exclamation. He's a littermate boar to the gilt the Stoller family bought here a year ago and showed there in Illinois. Shout would be an exclamation on Cuss a Little Sister, which would be Top Gun. And then the bottom side here is Ghost Rider on 345's mom. It'd be a gilt litter. These are January's. There's, again, 4 gilts. The one that Max has there out to the center is 373.8. The 2 more moderate ones are -6 and -7. The 2 males down here, the off-belted one that Perky's got, he's an off-belt. He is a double crip. He's got both of them retained. The belted one right behind him has got, he's a crip. He's got 1 up and 1 down. That's -2. And then there's 1 more gilt, -10s out here somewhere, right here in front of the block. Yep. So again, the gilts are 6, 7, 8, and 10. And the 2 males are -2 and 3. Shout, Ghost Rider, 345's mom. We've got Burks and one Duroc coming. The Duroc, I'll start with him. He has he's out of Boom on the top side. Boom is the boar that Olson's bought at Louisville last year. Boom on the top side. Mad Max on the bottom side. Mad Max was a step aside out of Statement Day's mom. There's a pair of little Burks out here that are litter mates. The gilt that Max has is 43.8. The bigger one there, Max, the gilt right in front of you. That one, yeah. That's 43.8. The Barris coming right behind her. That's 43.1. Those are out of Off the Chain. That's the Trogdon boar at Premium Blend. And those have got a rooster mom. She's a 50 litter. Very impressive young sow. Max has got 42.1 there that just went away from him. And then 42.10 gilt. Perky, I think, is maybe right behind you. Yeah, those 42s are out of Wake Up. That's the boar there at Ken and Austin Lanes. And then that sow on the bottom side, she's a Mama Tried. Perky's got the gilt, 42.10. And then the male is 42.1 right at your knee, your left knee, other knee. Yep. And then the real little Burke out here, back in the corner maybe, is 41.1. And that's a Slim Chicken. That's our first litter out of that boar. Slim Chicken's a hen house son that we rate. Maggie, you think that name's funny? Peanut Gallery over here has something to say about our boar names. 41.1, Slim Chicken son. And again, that's the first litter out of him. We've got a lot of those coming. So just to recap, Perky's got 43.1 male. Max has got 43.8 sister. Those are Off the Chain, rooster. The Duroc is a Boom, Mad Max. Boone's a Statement Day son. There's a pair of 42s out here that are out of Wake Up, and then there's a little 41 Berkshire out of Slim Chicken. Is this the gilt pin? These are, we're going into some smaller crosses here. Perky's got 35.9 and 35.10. Those are the sisters. Is that right? That's, yeah, 35.10, yeah. And Max has got 34.7. Those 35s are out of an all-out Baskin. All-out, of course, is the mullet boar there at Premium Blend. The Baskin sow, that would be her second litter. 42.8 is out here. 34, Max has 34.7. Stay with that one. 34.7 is a then and now for the good. If you're not familiar with then and now, that is a Hoff-Schulte boar that's done a really, really good job for us. We own him with Hilty, Sloan, and Hoff-Schulte's, and that boar has pretty well been kept locked down between those programs, and we've continued to use him. Still see a lot of value in that sire. And probably even more so leaning on the female side as we get into those first daughters. Again, Perky's got 35.10, that melted gilt. She's an all-out. Her sister is the black one that just went to my right. And again, Max has got 34.7. She's a then and now. Okay, Perky's got 39.10 gilt coming out first and 47.5 right behind her. The 47.5 is a canoe. Max has got her now. She's a canoe on the top side for the good. On the bottom side, 39.10 gilt is a smash hit, absolute cracker. She's got a couple brothers out here to her. Max has got, Perky's got 44.1. There's a pair of these 44s. Those 44s are out of all out. Again, Perky's got 39.10 gilt. $39.1 male is coming across the center of the ring or on the far side. Again, those 39s are smash hit, absolute cracker. 33.1 is here in front of me. And then 39.4 is also out here. (40-12) is out of No Huddle. Sal on the bottom. She's a smash hit, No Huddle. Sal's a No Huddle kingpin gone viral. Perky's got 39.1. The frail one here in the center of the ring. Again, that smash hit, absolute cracker. 40-12 is the gilt that's coming up right behind him. 39.10 is the gilt following her brother over here. 33.1 is the one here in the center that doesn't look like he knows where he's going. And then Max has got 44.1. Again, those 44.1, 44s are all out, -8, never before. Split these up. Hey, split these up. Try to get the 45s out next. Max, get ready with your. Or he's gonna go this way. We've got 5 males from the 45 litter here in the sale, and the 3 belted ones are in this group. Max has got 45-1. Coming into view there, right next to him is 45-4. And 45-3 is also out here, the traditional belted one. The 45s are out of Fast Track. Fast Track is the pace car son that Hilty raised. It's at Moyers. The mother of these 45s is the mother of the Grand Bear at Indiana last year. So this would be her follow-up litter. That sow is a Trenches cracker. Again, she would be the grandmother of the 32s in this sale. And the mother of the 45. So these are out of the same sow again as the bear that sold here last year and won the Indiana State Fair. Max has got 45-1. Perky's got 45-4. And then the other one out here is 45-3. The other little belt that's out here is 37-2. The 37 litter is also very good. There's a trio of those in the sale. There's a blue one and there's a pair of belts. They are Salty, which is the boar there, the Quite Frankly son that's at Jordan Leatherman's. Those are Salty on a Jugs cracker. So the key point here is the cracker sow on the bottom side of that pedigree is also the same cracker sow on the bottom side of the 45s. Max has got 37-2. Perky's got 45-1. Max has 45-3. And the other one is 45-4. Okay, the belted ones that are coming out from that same pin. Perky's got 40-1. Again, those 40s are smash hit, no huddle kingpin. Perky's also got 37-1. That would be the big brother to the little belted one that was just out here. And then Max has got 44-2. That'd be another 44. Those are all out. -8 never before. So the traditional belted one is 44-2. The biggest one is 37-1. The one Max has is 40-1. Is there any wonder whose kid that is? Okay, I mentioned on the 45s that there were males, and you're going to see the other two out here in that litter. Max, the traditional blue one here that he's got is 45.5. The one that just came out that Perky's got over here in the corner is 45.2. Again, those 45s are Fast Track, Trenches, Cracker. They would be out of the same sow as the Grand Bear at Indiana last year. The other one out here, the oddball 37.3 that's got blue eyes, would be a mate. We've seen his two belted brothers. The 37s are out of Salty. Salty's had a good run here of late. If you keep up with Jordan Leatherman's Facebook, Salty would have sired the champion York at San Antone. I think he just won a county show there in Oklahoma a couple days ago. Salty's, quite frankly, the mother of that 37 that Perky has would be a Jugs Cracker. So she'd be a maternal sister to the mom of the 45s. So Perky's got 37.3. 45.2 is over here to my far right. Max, can you grab him? .45.2's got a couple blue freckles there on his tail, and he's got a blue freckle on his eye, I believe. And 45.5's the traditional blue one. There's a pair of mates out here. The gilt that Max has is 46.7, and the one that Perky has closest to me is 46.2. Those are Salty. Again, that is the boar there at Jordan Leatherman's. Max has got 46.7. Perky's got 46.2. Those are Salty, Disciple, Steeltown. That Disciple would be a mate to a bear that we had there at Missouri a couple summers ago that I believe won the lightweights, the middles, sorry, 1D2 there of the darks. And then the blue-eyed gilt, that's 43.10. I'm not sure where her brother is right now. Okay. He doesn't feel good tonight. So 43s are Driving Force Snooze. That's 43.10 with the blue eyes. The gilt that Max has is 46.7. Again, she's a Salty. And the bear that Perky has here closest to the block is 46.2. For those of you watching online, that is a wrap on the preview for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Again, you can see pictures and videos at showpig.com. Tomorrow morning, we will preview the set again at 10 a.m. Lunch will be provided at noon, and our live auction will begin at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you've got questions, please reach out. Thanks for tuning in.